Good evening. From Beijing today comes a story that blends history, symbolism and modern geopolitics. Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Jong Un sat down once again on the sidelines of commemorations marking the defeat of fascism in World War II. Their meeting was not just a gesture of protocol, it was a moment carefully staged to remind the world of shared sacrifice, while openly signalling a deepening partnership between Moscow and Pyongyang. The day began with solemn ceremonies. Both leaders took part in events that honoured the common struggle against Nazism and fascism. It was within this context that Putin framed his words, connecting past battles to current ones. Putin said, "I want you on behalf of the Russian people to thank the people for this participation in the joint fight against modern neo-Nazism." The Russian leader placed history and the present on the same continuum, drawing a direct line between the defeat of fascism in the 20th century and the conflicts Moscow now wages in the 21st. He then highlighted what he described as Pyongyang's military contributions. Putin said, "Special forces took part in the liberation of the Kursk region." These words were striking, an unusually open acknowledgement of North Korean involvement in one of Russia's most sensitive military operations. From there, Putin extended his gratitude further. Putin said, "Please convey my warmest words of gratitude to all the people of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea." The statement, delivered in formal tones, carried political weight. It was meant not just for Jong Un in the room, but for Pyongyang's public audience as well. As the two leaders sat face to face, Putin then looked ahead to diplomacy and cooperation. Putin said, "I am very glad to see you, and we are glad that we will have the opportunity to talk about our bilateral relations in all dimensions." This marked the transition of the conversation from commemorations to concrete matters of state. Jong Un responded with equal warmth. His reply was framed around the treaty signed in June of the previous year, a legal and political anchor for their growing ties. Kim said, "Yes, within the framework of this treaty and in accordance with our obligations under this treaty, we waged a joint struggle against the fraternal Russian people and army. And the fact that Tarish Putin, you have several times and in this place also highly praised the feat of our soldiers, and for this I express my special gratitude to you." Kim's emphasis on gratitude highlighted how Pyongyang interprets Russia's recognition of its soldiers' sacrifices as validation of its role in a shared struggle. But he went further, spelling out Pyongyang's readiness to continue its support. Kim said, "If there is something that we can help Russia with and that we can help, then we will definitely do it, and we will consider it a brotherly duty, and we will do everything to help Russia." These words, delivered without hesitation, cast North Korea's support not as optional, but as a responsibility, a duty that binds both nations together. Looking beyond the military, Kim expanded the vision of cooperation. Kim said, "We carry out research in all aspects in different industries. I think we have to make great strides to make it relevant to the times and to help improve the well-being of our peoples." Here, Kim presented the partnership not only as one of military necessity, but as one of mutual development, with the promise of improving the livelihoods of citizens in both nations. As the meeting drew to a close, Kim offered a personal note of appreciation. Kim said, "Let me thank you for taking the time to meet with me despite your busy schedule. Thank you." It was a courteous conclusion, underscoring respect for Putin while highlighting the symbolic weight of their encounter. This meeting in Beijing was staged to serve several purposes at once. On the surface, it was an acknowledgement of shared history. Beneath that, it was a deliberate act of messaging that Russia and North Korea are aligning more openly, politically and militarily. Putin's words about North Korean special forces fighting in the liberation of the Kursk region were particularly significant, one of the clearest acknowledgements yet of Pyongyang's military involvement. Kim's framing of support as a brotherly duty left little doubt about North Korea's willingness to back Russia. Both leaders referenced the June Treaty as the framework for cooperation, portraying it as the foundation for a comprehensive alliance. And both underlined that cooperation is not limited to the battlefield, but extends in all aspects: diplomacy, research, and economic development. For the watching world, the signal was unmistakable. Russia and North Korea are no longer treating their partnership as something to be hinted at behind closed doors. Instead, they are presenting it openly, drawing on the weight of history and making clear that their alignment is strategic, long-term and deliberate.